Hi everyone, welcome to Anime Max Podcast. It's me, Steven, and Jennifer here, and I'm gonna do the R&D for the mid-season finale of No Guns Life, episode 12, Spectre, and so I don't. So how's your day going so far, Jen? Hello?
Sorry, I had to cough.
Yeah. Oh no! Because you would think you just coughed once, you already had the virus.
I think I just swallowed water wrong.
Okay.
I'm like pretty sure because I was just like drinking water right now, so I'm pretty sure it's just like I swallowed water a little bit wrong.
Yeah, it goes it goes to the wrong pipe, and you just end up coughing.
So I'm like, I mean, also who knows? Anyone could have a virus. Who knows? It's like a mystery,
right?
We're in a pandemic world.
Yes,
we're actively living through a pandemic. Remember last year when just as a society we were like 2020 is going to be our year.
Yeah, it's nobody's year in 2020.
We were like, it's a new decade. We're going to be better. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, we are not better. We are like 1,000 times worse.
Because not even celebrities and rich people can't even do work because of this. So it's like...
I think we all need to apologize to 2019. That was a good year. I don't even remember what happened in 2019, but it was a better year.
Yeah, pretty much. 2020 sucks.
2020 is not a good year. And we're barely like 3 months in.
Yeah, I know. We're only in March.
We're not even 3 months. We're not even fully 3 months into this year.
And I don't think my birthday's gonna be... I don't think... Because my birthday's on the 18th. And I think we're still gonna be dealing with this coronavirus crap.
Oh, you share a birthday with one of my friends.
Oh, okay.
Her birthday's also on the 18th.
Yeah, so...
Aww.
And my friends bought gifts for me already, so I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get them now.
I mean, I know you can do what? Groups under 10? This is the rule, right?
Unless you just take the risk and we'll meet up one day and just...
I mean, I feel like that's like quarantine is 2 weeks, right? You just quarantine yourself for 2 weeks.
Yeah, which I've been doing since last week.
Oh no, but I mean like everyone that wants to go.
Oh.
Quarantine yourself for 2 weeks and then you go hang out. Yeah, we're living in a pandemic world, but it hasn't affected, well, it affected us, our recording a little bit.
Yeah.
But it really doesn't affect us because we don't record in the same place.
Yes, we don't.
So the joys of remote recording is that we can do it.
Yeah.
All the time.
Now people have more free time to do podcasts.
Oh, and listen to them.
Unless you're not working from home.
That's true.
Yeah.
Poor Starbucks employees. Poor food service employees, unlike grocery store employees. They're putting up with a lot right now. They're putting up with so much right now.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Smooth past. This is a depressing update on the world.
I don't know, because I was started thinking nurses and doctors are dealing with the worst too. It's like everyone is.
We're all dealing with the worst in humanity right now. Yes. Especially in America. We're not taking this seriously and we need to.
Yeah. You're right, it's getting depressing. Let's talk
depressing.
Let's talk about Spectre.
Let's talk about the episode that I watched last week.
Yeah.
And then did not rewatch. So my memory is shaky.
Oh, I only watched it this week. Good thing I took notes.
I watched it last week and I didn't take notes. And then I was like, I'll be fine. And then just played Animal Crossing instead of rewatching it.
I don't have Animal Crossing.
I love it. It's so cute. I'm adorable. My island is great.
I never got into it. So
I don't think everyone gets into it. It's such a time sensitive game in terms of like things happen in real time and days happen in real time. And I think that aspect,
and I didn't
people
know
don't love it.
I didn't know what it was until it was too late. Like it came out like years ago and it's like, oh, that's what Animal Crossing is.
I do think if you're going to jump into one, this is a jump into.
Oh.
Because it's kind of different, but very similar to all the old ones. It's a good one. It's cute. I'm adorable.
Yeah, I've seen things on Twitter about it.
Have you seen the thing on Twitter where someone trapped Tommy in a cage and then apparently left a note for Tom Nook that was like, I have your son, erase my debt if you want him back. Oh,
I don't even know who Tommy is.
He's one of the little tanukis.
Oh.
He, at the beginning, wanders around in his little polo shirt with a little flag, like he's a like tour guide leader.
Oh.
It's really cute. He's my favorite.
Okay.
It's up there with like KK Slider.
All right, so I'm gonna start.
Yeah, let's start.
All right. So the episode starts with a flashback scene with a female explaining her backstory, and she explains how an extended killed her parents when they were driving at the night. Then it goes to the anime opening, and then after it's over, it cuts to Juzo explaining the story of why he does the job, because he says because of influx of extended cases are after the war, and he explained that this case is one of those. So this case is one of the extended cases that he chose to do since he came back home from the war. And he explains that the client's name is Danny Joe. That's what the butler, I think the guy was, that came in last episode. His name was Danny Joe, which is just a freaking Jane Doe. They just try to mess around with it and just call it Danny Joe. And he was the guardian of the young girl. We find out her name is Rosa, and she mentions that her parents died a few days ago. She was the one that explained the flashback story in the beginning, and she said that lately she has been haunted by the extended, and they decided to, they were walking around the mansion. They didn't see the girl yet, so I forget. It was the guy who was explaining the story. So they were walking around the mansion. Danny Joe explains that he has seen the ghost and shows the ghost footprints outside the window. Then after talking, they suddenly hear Rosa screaming. They run into her room. Then they see her. She's on the floor screaming, and then she suddenly throws a vase at Juzo when he walks in. And Danny explains to her not to attack Juzo because he's the one that was hired to protect her. And he also explains that the extended isn't a ghost, and he's cold rip. I don't know how to pronounce that word, but that he had something to do with her father. And Rosa still acts paranoid, and Mary suggests for the men to get out of the room and let her talk to Rosa herself. Then Juzo gets out of the room and worries that he would rust because he would get wet when she threw the vase at him, he was all wet, and he was like anxious and worried about that.
He has the real fear.
Yeah.
He has his priorities right.
Yeah, because I understand that you would get rust.
He has his priorities of fear right. It's not ghost, is not the top. The top is I might rust.
Yes.
Then maybe and it's probably like, I'm going to rust. I'm going to run out of cigarettes. And then somewhere down there, ghost. Question mark.
Yeah. And Danny gets out of the room as well, and he apologizes because Rosa's paranoia. Then the ghost appears right before their eyes, and Juzo decides to look for it because the ghost only showed his eyes. I mean, there's some light thing and just like walked away. Yeah, so he went to go after it. Then it cuts to Mary talking to Rosa and Juzo. No, talking to Rosa about Juzo. And then it cuts back to Juzo finding the ghost extended. And the scene cuts back to... See, this back and forth crap. I hate that. Then the scene cuts back to Mary talking to Rosa about the extended. And tries... Go ahead.
Sorry. So wait, is the key word for this episode similar to like 2 Sherlock episodes ago, where the key phrase was, and it cuts to?
Yeah. It kept doing that. It's just like, ugh. I lost track. So yeah, Mary's talking to Rosa about the extendeds and tries to convince her that not all extendeds are bad. Then she noticed a picture of a motorcycle. And I remember Mary gets really excited about this motorcycle that Rosa has in the picture. And Rosa then talks about the necklace that her father gave her. Then Danny Joe comes in talking about how everyone has to escape because the ghost came and he bumped into Juzo and Juzo's running after him. So then it cuts to Juzo talking to the extended ghost, and Juzo starts talking about the extended ghost and he suddenly appears. That's what it was. Yeah. Oh god damn it, I'm getting mixed up. Danny Joe comes in to talk about how they had to escape because of the ghost and they bump into Juzo. That's what happened. Then Juzo starts talking about the extended ghost and he suddenly appears and Rosa recognizes it. Then Juzo starts to accuse Danny of being set up with the fake footprints. Yeah, Juzo starts to accuse Danny because I think he had talked to the extended and the extended told him that he was being set up.
That he's not a ghost?
Yeah, he's not just that he's not a ghost. That's
the key. It is. The key is that it's not a ghost.
Yeah, I know. It's just that the extended has told Juzo something about Danny.
Oh yeah, everyone has a backstory.
Yeah.
But these aren't like great fleshed out backstories like One Piece style.
Yeah.
These are like okay backstories.
So Juzo accuses Danny of being a setup with the fake footprints. And then he suddenly grabs the picture and yells really loud. I don't know, but Juzo was doing a lot in this episode, that yelling really loud thing. I noticed. It was pretty funny.
Dramatic.
Yes, he was being over dramatic. He was. So Danny is affected by the sound of his voice because he had a hearing transmitter in it. I think it kind of messed it up when he yelled real loud, and Juzo ends up finding out there's a transmitter on the picture as well, and it shows that Danny was basically spying on Rosa, and Juzo tells Danny to let the girl go. Then both Danny and Rosa refuse Juzo's orders, and Rosa says that she doesn't believe Juzo because he's an extended, and she thinks that the ghost extended is controlling him. So she ends up leaving with Danny and leaves the mansion with Danny, and Mary looks at Juzo and he has a scary look on his face as he puffs his cigarette. Yeah. That was a creepy, I don't know. Juzo did look kind of creepy when they cut up that scene.
I loved that.
Really?
Art. Like, I don't know. I liked it. It was creepy and I liked it.
I liked how they pulled that off because it was like, it kind of made me jump a little bit. It's like, oh, he looks creepy.
I like creepy things.
Yeah.
I'm about it.
So Danny is driving the car with Rosa in the back seat. then Danny thanks Rosa for believing in him, but Rosa says that she doesn't really believe in him because she doesn't really believe him because she started questioning. Juzo mentioned what he said about Danny. She started, questioning it. So she pulls out the gun and points it to his head and starts talking about her father and how she got this precious necklace from him. And Danny starts talking, goes on about how he's jealous of her. That I don't know, I guess because the favoritism of him was the father had more favoritism of the daughter than his friend, and he didn't like that he gave the necklace to her. He said that he should have gotten the necklace, and
which that's super weird.
Yeah, that's because
can we talk about that for a second?
Okay.
If that's your mentality, that's so weird.
Yeah, because isn't it reasonable for the father to be more loving to his daughter more than his friend? I mean, that's his daughter. What do you expect?
Was he in love with him?
I have no idea.
Ooh, is that the twist?
No, that's not the twist.
No, I know that they don't tell you that that's the twist, but I'm is that actually the twist? That they just don't tell you? Was he in love with his friend?
I don't know.
You know that that's not so out of left field that it's crazy, though.
Yeah.
You know that that's not insane as a,
yeah.
narrative. As, a narrative device for this. Because, that's weird, right? But I also know that, people do feel that, in real life, right? Because sometimes it's, that's why, we make jokes, not, we, but, we, society, we make jokes where it's once people get married and have kids, they're not really your friend anymore unless you are also married and have kids.
I think that's probably what it was.
Because it's I have made that joke about people I know where I am yeah, they got married and had kids, so we don't really talk anymore.
Yeah.
And it's not I've ever meant as a mean thing, but it's just I'm their priorities changed.
Yeah.
It's they were no longer a bored single person like me.
Yeah.
They now have a family that takes up their emotional energy. And so I'm I can't take up their emotional energy.
Oh. I guess, I don't know if it applies to because I have a friend that has a child, but he's a teenager already, and he spends more time with us than.
That's true, but that also I would assume that your friend spent a lot more time with their kid when they were a kid.
Yeah, I think that's why that's the case.
Whereas, my friend has, young children.
Oh.
And so I'm yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense to me that,
yeah.
Just, their priorities shifted to be, I have to take care of my kid. We can't.
Yeah.
Go out and get food at, 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm that's fair. But it also means it's we don't talk as much anymore. I get it.
I do get that.
Don't think it's a good mentality. But I do think it happens also because you get used to having people around you in a certain context. And when you lose them in that context.
Yeah.
It can be hard to change it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I get it.
And then.
This dude is weird.
Yeah, he is a weird guy.
He's super weird. Because it's about seemingly a necklace, which is weird.
Yeah. We do find out there's something about the necklace. So.
Yeah, he's weird.
Yeah, and then suddenly he hits the car real fast so she can fall because she had the gun pointed at him. So the only way to distract her is to hit the car real fast. He pumped the brakes real fast so she could just fall down. And then Danny talks about how he wanted the data in the necklace. There's some type of data. And he said that he always hated extendeds and he wanted to kill her father for trying to get away from him. And so he caused the accident.
See, because he's in love with him.
But why would he kill him?
You said because he's trying to get away from him.
Yeah, he was trying to get away from him.
See?
But damn, I thought you. Why would you want to kill someone that you're in love with? Because then
It's the yandere route.
Because it's like that loses your chances of supposedly being with the person forever.
Yeah, but everything has a yandere route. There's always one. There's always one. And apparently for No Guns Life, it's this dude.
Yeah.
He's a yandere route.
Oh. That's what they call it?
Yeah, it's the term for really crazy. Generally very violent.
Yeah.
It's never the right route in Otome games. It's always the bad route. Don't go that route.
Yeah. So he causes the accident he's the one that caused the accident to kill her parents. And he was hoping that the accident would kill Rosa as well. But she survived because of extended. That ghost extended. So the ghost extended actually saved her. And he was kind of glad that she grew to hate extendeds because of him. So he could have a chance of killing her again and getting the data. So then Danny tries to...
Why wouldn't he just raise her to be like him?
I don't know.
That's what I thought. So when he was giving this thing, I was like, if she already grew to hate extended, why wouldn't he just be like, oh, we're on the same side?
Yeah, and...
I was like, why would you need to kill her at that point? It seems like if he had just been like, hey, there's data in that necklace, and get rid of all the extended, she would be like, dope, let's do that.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like she was going to be like, no, I love them. Seems like she would have just been like, yeah, let's do that.
I don't know. This is why I didn't like this episode.
I think this dude is just crazy. And I think that's what I thought when I was watching. Yeah. This dude's insane because there's logic holes in what's happening.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense. And then Danny tries to shoot her. He grabs a gun. And the ghost extended jumps right in front of the bullet, blocking the shot. And then we see Juzo and Mary on a motorcycle, and Mary gets scared because she's afraid of getting hit by the train. A logical explanation to be scared.
Yeah, fair. I wouldn't want to get hit by a train. Fair.
Yeah. And then Juzo tells her to drive in a direction where she can avoid the trains, and Juzo jumps from the motorcycle and throws the bullets into the car, making the car stop. He throws the bullets to the wheels, the tires, which doesn't make any sense, but it's okay. You don't just throw bullets and somehow they shoot. It just didn't make much sense, but whatever. And he punches Danny, knocking him out. Then the cops arrive at the scene, and the chief tells him that he will handle the case. Mary figures how to get the data from the necklace, and Juzo takes it from her and yells real loud again, saying that he will take the data as a reward for doing the job. Rosa tells him to take it, and she thanks him for saving her life, and she also apologizing for saying so many awful things to him, and Juzo says okay, and he walks off. Rosa asks Mary why he has forgiven her so easily, and Mary says that's the type of man he is. He doesn't care if the person hates him or not. He's just willing to do what's right. Whatever. I hate when people say that, but whatever.
You sound like me right now at the end of the last Sherlock episode when I was just like, yeah, whatever. Who cares?
Yes, that's what I feel like. Because the whole right and wrong shit is just whatever.
Okay, can we just right and wrong are constructs?
Yes, they are constructs.
And I know I sound very Rick from Rick and Morty, but good and bad are construct. And we just all need to always keep that in mind.
Sorry, I had to drink water. So yeah. So then the scene cuts to Mary. I mean, it goes a commercial break, and the scene cuts to Mary, Juzo, and Tetsuro talking about the case in the office. And Mary finds out that she doesn't have the tech to figure out what's on the data. And she complains at Juzo they basically work for free. And Tetsuro also figures out that the ghost extended was maybe hired from Rosa's father to protect her. And then Juso thanks Tetsuro for blowing off the cigarette, but reveals that it was a ghost extended that actually did that, and the episode ends. So yeah, so what do you think?
Dude, this was an episode that I like.
I didn't love it either.
I didn't love it. Like it.
I didn't even like it. It was pretty bad.
I liked this episode more than. Hold on. I liked this episode more than the one where they shoved all of Colt's backstory in and then killed him. Because I did not like that episode. I just didn't think it was well written, or not well written. I was just like, I don't understand why he's here. But I'm also just like,
I am the opposite.
This was not a great episode. This was not a good episode. There's a lot of logic holes in this episode. Looks like I don't understand. What's happening.
What I don't understand is why did Danny even bother to hire Juso if his plan was to kill Rosa?
No, see, that's the thing. Like, why would you bring in a detective to possibly stop you from achieving your goal? Also, if she already hates Extended, why would you not just be like, hey, let's team up?
Yeah.
Like, if she hates them.
This is very
great.
Poorly written.
Also, the ghost was not a ghost, which, like, fine, whatever. That wasn't even the most disappointing part. I wanted it to be an actual ghost.
Yeah.
Mary was MVP of this episode.
Yeah, because she was trying to figure out why Rosa hated Extendeds, and she was trying to explain why Juso is the way he is, which was cheesy.
This was not a great episode, which also makes this a boring episode for us, because I'm just like, there's not a lot to say about this episode, because I was just like, this wasn't good. I don't think it was a good mid-season finale. Like, I don't think it was a good, like, let's leave off on this episode. Because when did this end? In December?
Yeah.
Okay, so they picked this, this was an episode that aired in December. The show is not starting allegedly until April.
Yeah.
I would not come back to this show after seeing that.
Oh.
I would be like, I don't know what direction this is going in, and I probably am not going to like it.
Yeah, because it doesn't even leave off a cliffhanger. It's like, because I know the Ghost Extended meets up with Juso, Tetsuro, and Mary, but are they going to figure out what was in the data? And
see, I don't like it.
I just don't understand, because it's like, the guy's arrested. There's nothing further to do with these two characters. Rosa and Danny.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't like it. It kind of feels like so I haven't seen the show for it, but I remember reading the manga for it. For My Hero Academia, there's like that gentleman villain and that weird girl that's with him. And I'm just like, I don't understand why they were in that. Oh. They seemed like a needless addition. So I'm like, I don't get that. I don't get this. Maybe I just don't understand things anymore. Am I getting too old?
I just didn't even this was like a very... When Juso jumped from the motorcycle and throw the bullets into the tires, that just shit did not make any sense. You don't just throw bullets and somehow they magically shoot the tires. You can't throw bullets with your fingers, and because if that was the case, why the fuck would you need a gun?
Is it because he is a gun? Is that's why he's able to do that? Because his head is a gun. I don't know. I'm trying to put logic behind it, and maybe that's the wrong idea.
I think that's why they did it, and it's so stupid. It's so stupid for me. Maybe
that's the wrong idea, is we can't put logic behind this episode. It's weird, though, because like I knew that they planned for this to be split.
Yeah, and... So
they planned for this, so it's not even like... I guess maybe that's why, too, they didn't have to make the play of give it an ending that could be an ending in case they don't get renewed.
Yeah, I think that's... But they did get renewed, so I guess...
But they're not renewed. It was more just like they had 24 and they split it instead of doing it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Together, it wasn't about being renewed. I don't know. It was weird. I didn't.
Yeah, this is like the worst episode they had. The worst one to me.
I didn't. I like this less than the information dump episodes of the beginning, and I did not like those. I did not like the information dump episodes from the beginning, and I like this a lot less than that.
Oh.
The only reason I might like this slightly more is that, like, there was some form of action.
Oh.
And this might have shown the yandere route.
Oh.
For the show. No, Victor's yandere route, I think.
So you're probably right. He probably did have feelings for her father.
See, that's the only thing that makes sense.
That's the only one that makes sense.
It just is so weird, and like this episode, there's no logic behind this episode. I don't even know what to say. I just feel like I keep sitting here and being like, there's no logic. I don't like it. And
there was like, I never heard of a mid-season finale being a filler episode. I always...
Unless this is a like, ooh, the data on the necklace is important. Okay. I don't remember. Like, I know I read the manga, but I don't remember.
Oh.
It was so long ago. It was like when we first started.
Okay.
So I don't remember, but I mean, I think that might be it, is that like the necklace is actually important.
All right.
And they can't just be like, oh, where'd you get it?
Yeah.
From this weird thing that happens. They have to like show you them getting it.
Yeah.
I don't know though.
I just don't understand if he was if Danny just wanted the data from the necklace, why didn't he wait until like she was asleep or something and just get it?
See, that's what I'm saying. You can't apply logic to this episode.
This episode was poorly written so badly. Oh my god. He could have just
Don't even try. Just give up.
He could have just gotten the data when she was asleep. That's all you need to do is get the data from the necklace.
Or just like lie to her. Even just be like, hey, this can just the information on that necklace destroy all.
Yeah.
And she probably, again, would have been like, dope, cool, here you go.
And what's even worse is that she didn't give a shit about the data that was in there. It's like, oh, Juso, go ahead, take it. What the hell you want with it?
That's what I'm saying. This was not a good episode.
I guess episode 5 was terrible. Oh my
I give this episode, I like it less than information dump episodes, and I hate information dump episodes. Like with a burning passion.
This was...
I don't know what else to say about it. I don't give number ratings. And you give number ratings. I just don't like it.
You know, there's one thing I did like that did not make sense in the other episodes. When Juso was explaining the story about why he does the job that he does. Because
that was the only good part, and it was like 2 minutes long.
Because it's like, it actually made sense to the scene. It's not like that other freaking episode where the guy just magically talks in the car and it's just like, dude, what are you doing? That exposition was like awful. It was just...
I'm telling you, this was not a good episode.
It's like the worst episode.
This episode was a downer.
There's like no wonder when me and my boyfriend watched it in December, it was like, okay, that was the episode. I think less
of this show now. Like, I watched it and I was like, I think much less of this show now. I didn't know that was possible. Because this was never my favorite of the ones we were doing.
Okay, I liked it. I don't know. I saw something in it, but...
As a whole, Sherlock is a better show. I don't just say that because I love all the characters. Yeah, this was not a good episode. This was not a good episode to leave on for 4 months.
Because I honestly think that this show has potential, but it just doesn't...
A lot of shows have potential.
It doesn't execute it well sometimes. It just...
So I'll just watch Given. It has potential, and it kind of like matches that.
Because I think
I'll just watch Given.
I think it has interesting plot points, but it's just like the way of writing it into an episode is just like really bad.
It kind of feels very last season of Game of Thrones. But with more filler. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, this was not a good episode.
That was not a great episode. Is that all we have to say about this episode? That's upsetting. All right, well.
Yeah, I think that's it for this episode because we're gonna keep ranting about this episode,
we're just gonna go in circles. We're just gonna go in circles where we're like, I don't understand what's happening. I'm confused. None of this makes logical sense. I didn't like it.
Yeah, it just did not make any logical sense, and it's just.
And I didn't like it.
Okay, the only funny part of this episode was when Juso was scared about him getting rusty from the water.
Yeah, I feel just like the good parts of this episode, which were like Juzo explaining why he does his job, that part only took up like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, and then the little funny parts where Juso was anxious, like going crazy about the water rusting his bullets. His gun head.
And that wasn't even that long of a scene.
Yeah, and
a good episode.
I did like that Mary was so excited about that motorcycle.
Yeah.
That's about it.
That doesn't redeem this, though.
And how she was so scared of the motorcycle. Driving with the trains. But that's it. This is... I'm trying to find something positive, and it's just...
There's not a lot, because this was not a good episode.
It was not a good episode. It was just really bad.
Dude, we just might need to wrap it up, because we're just going in circles.
Yes, okay, so...
This is not good. We've just devolved.
I'm sorry that we had to go into a rant with this episode.
I'm not. This was not a good episode.
Because people don't like to hear rants sometimes.
Yeah, but this was not a good episode, and we don't do it a lot.
Yeah.
This was not a good episode. Yeah. And we weren't really ranting. We were just saying, like, I have logical questions.
Yes. None of this made sense.
This was not a good episode.
Why hire someone when you're trying to kill someone?
Also, just lie to people.
Yes.
Don't hire a detective when you're trying to murder someone.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Lie to people.
Unless you wanted a challenge somehow.
But then why? See, these are the questions. We're never going to get answers, but...
Yeah. I digress. Okay.
Gross. This episode was gross.
Yeah.
Didn't like it.
So, yeah, I think that's it for this episode. So, I hope you guys enjoy our rant somehow.
Yeah.
And maybe you can rant. You can
tweet at us your rant.
Yes, about this episode, or how you actually surprisingly enjoyed this episode. That would be a nice perspective, I guess.
Oh yeah, if you like it, tell us. Tell us why. Maybe we're not. Maybe we're just missing something.
Again, give us all the like maybe if you can see the logic, tell us what the logic is.
Yeah, someone draw it out for me. I don't understand it. There's a lot of logic holes. Yeah. I think that dude was in love with his friend.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't get this episode. So yeah, so alright, so I think that's it. So see you guys later, and hopefully I just realized, because
it doesn't come out till April, maybe.
We might, I don't know if we had to see, because on live chart it says the next episode is coming out April 9th.
We'll see though.
It has no episode title and no episode description. So
those sometimes don't get filled out though till very soon before.
So
I feel like, especially on ones that like is a new kind of being viewed as almost like a new season.
Okay.
So that doesn't alarm. At least it doesn't alarm me. That makes sense.
Okay. So we'll see what happens if it actually comes back.
Coronavirus is a thing.
Yeah, because I even see on live chart there's one anime that's apparently it says no delayed to July from April because of the coronavirus outbreak. It's called ReZero.
Oh.
That anime is apparently delayed.
Fair. Oh well, we will see.
Yeah, I don't know any other animes that's been delayed, but we'll see. If it
I mean, I
comes
know
out.
some things were delayed, but they weren't delayed because there was like that Kyoto Studios fire.
Oh.
And that delayed a bunch of stuff, which, like, fair. People died.
Yeah.
Because of arson, not because of disease.
Oh.
But, yeah, we'll see.
All right, so that's pretty much it. We'll see if we could do the R&D when it comes out. So,
yay.
See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.